Welcome to Around Town, featuring what's happening in the greater Concord area. I'm your host, Dick Patten. It's a pleasure to welcome you back as we say goodbye to the month of May here on the next to the last day and looking at June. And let's see now, high school graduations. Yes, that's what's high on the horizon. And of course you got the zoom, 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 zoom motorcycles out there raring it up for Loudon. And I don't know. Oh, and Michigan has started their summer practice already, so the Wolverines are getting ready. But anyhow, with me is my cohort there, Paul Brogan, and we're here to bring you, I guess, what we do with our series of Concord Then and Now, and what could have been then and what could be now. Whatever. But
yes,
we have a good time reminiscing on
absolutely.
That much. And I get so many nice people saying how much they enjoy hearing us talk. We're like I won't say we're like two old whatever, but we're just two people who just enjoyed bringing up in Concord, growing up in Concord, and you know, the old days weren't so bad in some cases.
Oh no.
I will say I've had a few concerns about Main Street, but I will say that the flags look nice.
Yes.
Very
Thank you to
patriotic.
Steve Dupree
Yes,
and his wife.
Yes, I know. And because I read that article in the paper, how expensive it was going to be to put those things up, and I got concerned because of the banners we do on Loudon Road, you know. But I said, boy, everything's going to be a cost now. But there are a lot of communities that have these flags on the road, you know. Pembroke is one, going down Route 3 to Pembroke. I noticed the other day Upper Bosquen has them now. And then I was up to North Haverhill on Sunday to see my mother-in-law in the nursing home. And they also have flags on the side of all the roads going up through. So it's quite the thing. I'm sure there's others too.
Nice.
North Haverhill is also kind of unique because they have every holiday season, Christmas season, they put in these small, real spruce trees in these holes, and they light them up. They put the string of lights on them, and you wouldn't know the difference. But hey,
no.
It's nice, it's cute. So, but anyway, you have a great Memorial Day, did you?
Did really nothing, which is nice.
The day the weather was.
Yeah, the weather wasn't really great, and didn't get to the cemetery, but and didn't catch the parade. That used to be like the prime thing to do, was to go to the parade, because it was quite a parade that we would have.
Yes, it was.
But I guess it went well enough. I saw pictures in the newspaper from it.
It was true, yeah.
But I don't know anybody that went.
Well, Paul, someone asked me yesterday about that parade, and I saw the article in the paper, and I called Paul Lloyd, and I told him that I would be more than happy to volunteer to organize that parade next year. And even though I'm not a veteran, I am a member of the Sons of the VFW and the Sons of the American Legion and the Sons of the Marine Corps League, but I would be extremely happy. And of course they want to make sure that nothing unique or out of the ordinary gets in there.
Right.
But anyhow, we'll see what happens. He said they would be meeting after this, and then they would decide what they're going to do. But, there wasn't a lot of publicity about it.
No, there wasn't.
Nobody really knew anything that was going on. And the weather itself, of course, when they created this this holiday weekend stuff, a lot of people have gone away.
They have. Whereas when we were growing up, it was on the actual day. Sometimes that was a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday in the middle of the week.
Yes.
And people were around. It was a one day off. Yep. And everyone headed down to, salute and pay tribute to.
Oh, yes. And that was a long march. When you figure going all the way up to, I guess when I was a kid, or before I was born, my mother said they went all the way up to Blossom Hill. And then back down to State House area. Now they were going to Old North Cemetery,
Right.
do the ceremony there, and then come back down. So this year, of course, the road has been all straightened out, so they went back to the old way of coming up Pleasant Street Extension.
Uh-huh.
And instead of like last year, they had a short version of it because it was torn up.
Right.
But you don't see the. We always could see National Guardmen marching.
Yes, exactly.
The troops there. Of course, the American Legion, the VFW, they would be out in force marching.
They would be. Mm-hmm.
You had the VFW band with Bill Greeley leading it.
Yes.
And that was quite a marching band they had.
It was.
And then, of course, St. John's High School, Concord High School, Runlet.
Mm-hmm.
You had some, and Nevers, of course, Nevers marched.
And you had all the Girl Scout, Boy Scout, Brownies, and Cub Scouts marching. And of course, now so many of them have gone away with families on the weekend. You probably would have a really hard time getting them to commit to doing that also.
So it's sad how it's happened, but hey, who knows?
Well, I hope more comes of maybe you being involved in the Memorial Day parade than it did with the Concord 250.
Oh, yeah.
They could have used your savvy skills.
I was not privileged enough to be there.
No, I guess
you got to remember now. I'm from the Heights, and that's we're not on par with
right.
But anyway, kids are getting ready for before I forget it, did you see the program, the National Memorial Day program on PBS?
No, I didn't.
It's on every year on the night before Memorial Day. And it's in Washington, D.C., up the steps of the Capitol, U.S. Capitol. Wonderful show. It has a big orchestra in back, and they have usually Gary Sinise, I guess is how you pronounce it.
Yes.
And there's another gentleman who's on one of the crime shows on as co-host. And they always have at least two actors or whatever that act out two stories of veterans. And then afterwards they go out, and in the audience are the real people that they talked about. And it's so touching. Oh my gosh. Well, one gentleman, I'm not sure, he got injured in the Gulf War or something, and I'm not sure, or in Afghanistan or whatever. His other men got killed, but he survived, and he was the leader of the group or something. And he was very much paralyzed. But as of that night, he had enough strength to sing God Bless America. What a tribute. People just stood because, his hands or arms his voice is not good.
Right.
But he got the words out, and it was very, very touching. But I always try to see that every year, because then at the end, they do the Armed Forces salute. And first, they always start off now with the National Guard, but there's no march behind it.
Right.
Then comes the Coast Guard, and they have their march. Then people in the audience will stand if they're a member of the Coast. And then it goes to the Air Force, then Navy, then Marines, and then the Army. But I love to hear those marches, boy. More. They're just good, they are. So.
They are. Oh, they're amazing. They really are. It instills a great sense of patriotism.
It does.
And I wonder, our generation, we still remember that sense of patriotism. We remember the songs because we grew up hearing them. But I wonder if today, if they resonate with, and what does that bode for another 20 or 30 years? I
know.
It's so many of these traditions and things that were carried on from your grandparents to parents to you. What will happen?
Well, look at the cemeteries. Now, you mentioned, of course, you couldn't get up there, but we went up there. I spent Saturday and Sunday going to one of my aunt and uncle's graves in Candia, and my cousin, he was young, he got killed on a motorcycle in 2008. And then I went to another aunt and uncle's graves over in Hopkinton, planted flowers there. Then Sunday, we went up to Bristol, where my paternal grandparents are buried, along with my aunt and my real grandfather, of course, my uncle, and his first wife, all buried in there. And he used to cut my hair when I was a kid. He was probably my favorite uncle when I was a kid. Then we went from there, was up to North Haverhill, but then we came back and went to Blossom Hill. Oh no, I went to West Concord for my step-grandfather. He was killed, he died a few years ago, but he was heavily in World War II. And in fact, he was a prisoner of war and got the Purple Heart and many medals. So then Sunday, we went up to Blossom Hill, went to my parents' grave, and then to my maternal grandparents who I lived with, we lived with. And, you know, people had been there. A lot of people had been up there, but there's still a lot of graves with nothing on them, you know. But I was thinking back, wasn't it a tradition? Wasn't it the Catholics that didn't, for years, some of them didn't put flowers on graves? They went and did prayers instead.
I'm not aware of that. But
I don't know. I heard that from my aunt and uncle who lived in Rhode Island. They would come up and he would go to the graves and he would just do prayers and that was it. No, I don't know. Maybe that was their thing, but they all just thought it was because it was these Catholic, but I don't know. But used to be you'd see a lot of cut flowers.
Yes.
Especially at that big tomb there, White, is it? As you go up the road, well, you would always see a big vase of cut flowers from somewhere. I didn't know if they were there this year or not. But, yeah, the cemeteries looked nice. I will say the lawn was cut and the grass.
And we've had so much rain. Everything is green and healthy. I mean, no more talk about a drought, for sure.
Crabgrass.
Yeah.
Trying to clean the lots off, you know, and get rid of that stuff. But
now you're coming down to the last month of legislature, their session, right?
Yeah.
The end of June.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we've got one with session this week, but I don't think, we may have one more and that might be it. Now that's new for us. Usually we're in sessions in May and
Right.
You know, nothing this year.
No. Huh.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's been a crazy year. But I don't know, because that'll be it until next January. We can start filing more bills in August, September. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It's gone by fast. That's
yeah,
for sure.
it has this year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting next year. If a lot of people run or not run, you know. But
you'll run again.
I hope. Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Good.
But hopefully I'll go back in. But you never know.
No.
You know. But I enjoy it. But it's interesting though to see just this year with the dissension in there. It's terrible. Now they get a separate veterans caucus group in there. So the Republicans are splitting up. They are. It's crazy what they're doing. But anyway,
on a state and national level,
yeah,
it's become.
I know. Yes, I know. The Nationals are a mess.
Well, one can only roll their eyes and think this isn't really happening, but
I can only wonder what's going to happen next with him, because
every day there's something new.
I know. Now the son-in-law's in the mess.
Yeah. I mean, there's breaking news on the television every day.
Every day.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and the next time we do a show. One never has, a way of knowing for sure.
I know. You never know what's going to happen.
Very unpredictable.
Oh, I know. Well, the ones who voted for him, they must be thinking, what did I do? But hey.
Well, I think some of them think it's still the greatest thing going. So they wouldn't admit that perhaps they didn't make the best choice.
Look how he pushed out now the leader all the way so he could be in front row. And the Pope, I guess the Pope wasn't too thrilled with him.
Didn't look too thrilled. No.
He
Looks like he might have wanted to do an exorcism. Or sprinkle holy water.
Yeah,
and
sprinkle
see
holy
what
water,
happens.
yeah. Well,
But anyway.
well, the trouble too is he's been married this is his third time. I
Yes,
mean, he's not
yes.
really recognized by the church
No.
unless he's paid money to.
Well, he's not a
whatever.
Catholic anyway, so
I don't know what he.
No, I don't know. I've never seen a picture of him inside a church.
He had a beanie. They call it beanie, whatever it is, for the Jewish one up to the Western Wall.
Oh yes, I
Prayed there.
yarmulke? No, something.
I don't know what they call it.
I'm not sure.
It's not a beret.
Not a Yamaha. That's a motorcycle, right?
Oh, yarmulke?
Yarmulke. Yes, a yarmulke.
Yarmulke.
A yarmulke,
Okay.
yes,
I
that's-
never knew that.
Yes.
Pretty sure it's not a motorcycle.
Yeah. So,
Yamaha.
but
Never mind.
Well, no, I mean, you know what? Maybe do you observe Passover? No. Okay, I didn't want to make sure I don't want to forget you on Passover or Hanukkah coming up here.
no, not at all.
I'm doing this stuff.
So, as we move into the summer, I mean, as kids, we were now coming down to the last 2 weeks of school, and
Yeah.
all the endless summer ahead of us, and all the reruns on television.
Oh, my
now
gosh.
instead of reruns, though, they just create special series for the summertime.
All these game shows are coming
Yeah.
back.
Haven't watched
the
any
golf
of them.
show's coming on.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Yes.
I remember that.
40 years ago, that was
Yeah.
quite the show. Chuck Barris
Yes.
was the host.
And
And,
they got the match game coming back.
Yes.
Tell the truth.
yeah.
Then there's another one. Oh gosh! Well, then of course they get the big wall with that thing coming down through the balls there or whatever.
Right. But it's all, I mean,
I mean the money they're giving away.
yeah. I mean, I thought as a kid on What's My Line or one of those, you were talking in terms of $50, $60, $70 if you could stump the
Yeah.
panelists. And, and as a kid, I thought, wow, $60 they're going to walk away with. Isn't that great? Because when your allowance was 25 cents a week
Wow.
or something. But nowadays, I mean, it's in the hundreds of thousands. And well, of course, what they charge sponsors to sponsor the shows now is so far removed from what it was back then. So it's
Well, there was the other night there was a lady on oh goodness, not Hollywood Squares. What is that? Wheel of Fortune.
yes.
And she was from Londonderry, New Hampshire. He thought it was
Really?
Massachusetts. She said, no, it's New Hampshire.
Wow.
But she actually was the big winner. She won.
Really?
But I don't know. I think she won around maybe $40,000, $50,000. Yeah. But
It's a nice chunk.
Yeah, and I was happening to watch The Price is Right. Yes, I haven't watched that in years. But
Since Bob Barker, right?
I used to like him on there. He was good. And there was a gentleman on there who was young and very energetic, and he ended up being the grand prize winner. But he won both showcases because he was under the $300 mark or something.
Right.
He got both showcases. So he went out of there with something like almost $80,000 worth of prizes.
Wow.
Cars, trips. But what they don't remember, regard is
They
they
gotta
got to
pay
pay a tax
on that. Yes.
So
Before you can walk out of this, you'd better have some money in your account to
I know it.
cover it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm reminded Paul too, is if remember out there, folks, if you like us on Facebook, go at facebook.com/Concord Speaks, and then you'll get a chance to watch us anytime on YouTube. And that's all thanks to our super director over there, Ian Marx. And
Ian.
yeah, I mean, really.
Does a great job.
He does. But I was trying to think back to some things years ago, that we don't see much anymore. And, and these game shows are one of them that I can remember as a kid. Who was it? Bud Collier was the host
right.
to Tell the Truth.
Beat the Clock.
Oh, I don't know.
That was
There was
also,
one.
yeah.
There was Beat the Clock, Concentration. That was kind of a good one, too. I used to like Concentration.
Yes.
Hugh Downs was the host of that one.
Yes.
Well, you figure in the mornings, it was game shows.
Yes.
In the afternoons, it was soap operas.
Yeah.
Now it's hardly any of the ones. All
There's only
talk
4
shows.
soap operas left now.
Yeah.
When Procter and Gamble got out of it, they got rid of Guiding Light and As the World Turns.
Search for Tomorrow.
And I'm not sure if that was Procter and It was? Okay. So, I mean, just, there used to be Love of Life and
Search for Tomorrow.
One Life to Live and All My Children.
Secret Storm.
Yes. I mean, Ryan's Hope.
Edge of Night.
Yeah, there was this whole plethora of them, and all of these people that became to all of the viewers real people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you had on your show a few years ago Eileen Fulton.
Yes, thanks to you.
And to people,
Yeah.
she was Lisa,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
evil, multi-married Lisa.
Well, I can remember her when I introduced her. I
Yes.
said, "It's a pleasure to welcome." You know, I said, known as Lisa, and she, and she was. I can remember her saying
Yes.
she was surprised
Yes.
how much I knew about that show.
Yes. Well, she was attacked in Bergdorf Goodman years ago because she was being mean to Bob on the
Yeah.
show. And a woman came up to her and said, "Are you Lisa Hughes?" And Eileen was just, "Well, I'm Eileen Fulton. I play Lisa Hughes." And she started hitting her with her purse and saying, "How dare you treat that nice Dr. Hughes that way? How dare, with a young child, don't you have any respect?" And just went on and on.
Yeah.
And she had to get bodyguards for a while because people were so irate. They became real. I mean, you followed for years. She was on the show for 40-something years. And so she became this person.
Wow. Days of Our Lives
Yes.
killed off one of the young male gay characters.
Yeah, Will.
Yes, Will Horton.
Yes, Will Horton.
Wow. There was such an outcry,
Yes.
uproar.
Yes.
He's coming back.
Yes.
They're bringing him back.
With his mother, Sammy.
Yeah.
They're coming back in September.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're all trying to figure out, because the rumors really from day one that he
Yes.
was, that was, they said, and they kept, "Oh, no,
Yes.
he can't come back." It's soap opera. Get
Of
with
course.
it. You
Yes.
can come
Yeah.
back. Believe me.
Yes.
And so now they're gonna figure it out that either it was a twin,
Right.
or what's a doppelganger? Ganger?
Ganger?
Doppelganger?
Yeah.
It's someone that looks just like you, but it's not
Oh,
anything to
okay.
do with you.
Okay.
Just someone happens to look just like you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I figured.
The person that got strangled
Yes.
by the necktie
Yeah,
murderer
so I think
was
it-
just
yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
that's what
Well, they even toyed with doing what Dallas did and having somebody wake up
Yeah, a
and it's
dream.
all a
Yeah,
dream
yeah,
the
something
whole
like that.
last couple of years and
Yeah.
all of the thing. But it's already been filmed because they filmed 5 months ahead of time. But apparently they have sworn everybody
To secrecy.
and
Oh, yeah.
if it gets out, you're fired, you're finished, all of that. So
They're bringing back Chandler Massey. He's
Yes.
the original. So
Yes.
I said to him, I said, "You watch." I said, "The ratings will come back up if
Yes.
he's back on."
yes,
Because
yes.
that storyline was
Yes.
a major storyline. Now it's going to happen.
Well, he won 3 Emmy Awards in a row for playing the character, and Morgan Fairchild is coming on the show.
Yeah, I don't understand what she.
I guess that.
Oh, I thought she was going to General Hospital.
No, she's coming on
Days of
as a
Our Lives.
Devereaux,
Oh.
I think they're really suffering more than any of the others with budget cuts
Yeah.
because they've had some really horrible writers
God.
that have just obliterated everything. So I think that they're trying to do whatever they can to get people to at least tune in again
Now that-
and see
yeah.
what is going on.
And now that lady from All My Children,
Yes.
she's going on to General Hospital.
Oh, is she?
But they don't know yet if she's coming on as well, she was. Oh boy, Chandler. She was married to Stuart Chandler. What the heck? Colby. Her name was Colby,
Oh,
and she married. She had an affair with Tad Martin once. She was about 20 years older.
years older than him.
But anyway, she's going to show up on General Hospital. They don't know if she's going to be coming in from Pine
Yes.
Valley or what.
Yes.
She does something different because they just had one from One Life to Live on it. Nora went on there. She was from. So they're trying to get.
Well,
all
Nora
the-
used to be on As the World Turns years ago.
Oh, really?
She was
Oh, yeah.
Tom's wife, Margot.
Margot, yeah.
Years ago.
That's right.
Not the last Margot
No.
they had, but the one that was before that. So she, was on there for a while. So
It's amazing, though. But they
Yes.
are trying to bring All My Children back and One Life to Live.
yes,
I think what you might see is a combo of One Life to Live and All My Children, because they used to have interlocking stories. But if not, this Netflix is supposedly going to take All My Children. But nothing's come out yet.
no.
But I notice on TV, Erica Kane is on there a lot.
Oh, she's on. Yeah, and she's in a commercial too.
Geico, I think.
Yes,
Something there.
she comes down the stairs and says
yeah.
she's out of her coma or something like that. But
Erica Kane.
she hasn't changed much, though.
No.
She's still.
God, she's in her 70s.
Yes, does not look it. So it's just that I think today audiences don't have the patience to sit and become involved. Sometimes, for instance, if Lucinda would do something evil on As the World Turns, it might take 6 months before she got her comeuppance, So you'd have to be patient and watch and see, and I think people didn't mind doing that, but today people want instant gratification.
Yeah, like Dallas.
Yes, so if it doesn't get cleared up in 4 days or something like that, they aren't going to sit there and watch it.
Dynasty's coming back.
Yes, I saw the preview.
And
I'm going to skip it.
What's the other one there? Nashville starts tomorrow night. That's coming back on for another season.
But without Connie Britton.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be good. But but that was a day.
Oh, it was.
Game shows in the morning.
Oh, absolutely.
News at noon, and then soap operas from 12 noon or whatever.
Until the local news came on or something around 5 o'clock. Yeah. Because you didn't have talk shows per se.
No.
Except late at night. You had either Jack Parr was the Tonight Show, and then Johnny took over. But and then you had Dick Cavett at night, and Merv Griffin sometimes late afternoon, and Mike Douglas. But
no, you had the NBC started off with The Doctors.
Yes.
Another World.
Yes.
Then Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
Then they had Somerset, Texas. Then they had Passions. They had something else. CBS had Love of Life.
Yes.
Guiding Light.
Yes.
Search for Tomorrow.
Yes.
Day in Court.
Young and the Restless.
Yeah, well, that was later, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And As the World Turns.
Yeah.
And then Secret Storm.
Yeah.
Edge of Night.
Yep.
And then Young and Restless came on, but then Bold and the Beautiful after that.
Capital first.
Capital
was on for 5 years.
Yeah,
and then Bold and the Beautiful came along in 88.
Yeah.
So it was later after Capital was canceled.
And then All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital.
Dark Shadows.
That was it on there. Oh yeah,
but you had your choice.
Yeah.
But you had to choose, because back then you didn't have video recorders or TiVo or anything. So people became, these are my shows, the ones on this, and were very possessive about their shows. It was and to hear them talking about it, I remember at Blue Cross years ago, you'd hear them talking about the characters, and I at first didn't know, are they talking about real people that are having these problems, until I realized, oh no, they're talking about their show.
Well, I think I told you I talked with Eric Scott, who played Ben Walton, quite often. We write back and forth. He's such a nice guy. Super nice guy. And I also hear from the one who played Brady on the Brady Bunch, the middle kid there, Peter? Oh, no. Who was the middle boy there on Brady Bunch?
I have never seen
Greg, then you had the middle one, then Bobby. Must be Peter, I think. Well, anyway, he writes to me once a great while. So it's fun to hear from these guys,
Yeah.
So, well, I think that another day's gone by with there, Paul.
Wow.
Another
like that. Days of our lives.
I know it. Or All My Children. My wife says, that's disgusting. Men don't watch soap operas. Well, they do. My grandfather used to sit there and watch them. Maybe he had no choice.
Well, in years before, men often listened to them on the radio.
Yeah, I know, yeah. What was it? Was it Fibber McGee or Molly?
Molly.
Jesus. Well, anyway, it's time to call it a day on this one. So thanks for joining us. Thank you to Paul Brogan, who's such a good sport to come in, and especially in a pinch when I need it and need him in here. And of course, always my director there, Ian Marx. And enjoy the month of June as we say hello to June, and don't forget Flag Day in there, so your patriotism is still on. So with that, I'm your host, Dick Patten. Enjoy the day.